At a wedding reception, the MC announces, Olivia would like to say a few words to everyone. Olivia takes the mic and says, Hey everyone, let me just say the bride's family is so poor, they'll be working until the end of their lives. I was stunned. I'm Emily, 31 years old. Currently engaged to Noah, who's the same age. I love Noah, but to be honest, I'm not so keen on Olivia. But my married friends tell me mother-in-law and daughter-in-law conflicts are pretty much universal, so I guess it's inevitable. Still, I can't help but feel it's a bit much. My first impression of Olivia was terrible. This happened during a family meeting. The first thing she asked was, So, what did your parents do for a living? They're retired now, aren't they? What did they do before retiring? She didn't even say welcome or anything like that. She asked this before I even had a chance to sit down. Noah, why is your mom asking this before we've even sat down? Noah quickly tried to intervene, but Be quiet, Noah, she brushed him off. Feeling a bit overwhelmed, I answered while still standing. Well, they're still working. Then she barraged me with questions like, What? They're still working? So did they have you when they were really young? Did they drop out of school to have you? Were you a teen pregnancy? I don't think teen pregnancy is inherently bad, but her tone was so prickly it disappointed me. I answered honestly, we grow strawberries in greenhouses. We're farmers, so there's no such thing as retirement age for us. My dad is 62 and he's still going strong. She replies, What? 60 is a retirement age for most people, you know. Even James retired, but now he's a CEO. He'll probably work until he's 67 because he's the founder of Wilson Electronics. Mom, Noah interrupts her with a weary tone. However, Olivia points at me, still standing, and goes on a tirade. Listen, Noah, you don't get it. Your spouse will be with you for twice as long as you've lived your 31 years. Over time, the gap where you two grow up will slowly eat away at you, Noah. Are you sure you want to be with someone from such a low-status family? Just then, the sound of the front door opening echoed through the house. James had returned. I'm home. A voice came from the entrance, and then, you've traveled far. Let's have some tea. Please have a seat. Olivia's demeanor changed in an instant. I was at a loss for words. The transformation was as if she had been in a bad dream. That's how it felt. I'm really sorry for making you uncomfortable. Noah apologized on our way home. Yeah. Truth be told, I wasn't feeling great either, so I couldn't say, it's fine. But what was that all about? After James arrived, we all spent time pleasantly in the living room. I couldn't tell if the weird vibe before was the dream, or if the good times after James arrived were the dream. I felt confused and disoriented. It seemed my bewildered expression gave me away. You see, Mom has this pride about starting a successful business from scratch. But that's no reason to hurt you. I'll have a stern talk with her, Noah said. I see. It became clear that Olivia's real nature was what we saw before James arrived. But Noah's stern words only fueled combative spirit. From then on, she became even more hostile towards me. And as we had several occasions to meet, like during wedding preparations. Are you sure you're actually going through with this wedding, even though you are so poor? Olivia would say to us every time we met. "We're not that poor," I managed to reply. "But you are definitely poorer than us," she retorted. "Absolutely. I don't know how much income Noah's family has, but I know they have a successful business." "Enough, Mom." Even Noah slammed his hand on the table in anger. "A marriage between the two people involved, isn't it? And your attitude, criticizing Emily's family behind Dad's back and trying to make her back out of the wedding, is just unbearable. It's really underhanded. You know what? If you hate the idea of our marriage that much, you don't have to come to the wedding. Dad said he has to miss it because of important overseas business dealings. So, how about both parents just don't attend?" This seemed to light a fire under Olivia. "We'll see about that wedding," she muttered, leaving her words hanging in the air. I had thought that her words were merely a case of sour grapes after being confronted head-on by Noah, but I was wrong. On the day of the wedding, it all erupted in the grand fashion. The ceremony went off without a hitch, transitioning into the wedding reception. I was in a pristine white dress. Noah was in a grey tuxedo. We both sheepishly complimented each other. "You look beautiful." "Noah, you look great too." We were enveloped in our own happiness. As we sat at the head table, the MC hurried over and whispered, "Olivia wants to make a speech." "What?" I looked up to see Olivia, already front and center, poised to speak. She stood tall. "I have something very important to address in front of you all," Olivia said confidently. Unable to think of a reason to object, we had no choice but to let her proceed. Then, microphone in hand, Olivia began. "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Olivia, the groom's mother." The unexpected introduction from Olivia quieted the room for a moment. Unfazed, Olivia continued, "As the wife of the founder of Wilson Electronics, I've diligently raised Noah to be the future CEO. However, he's ended up with this kind of bride." "This kind of bride?" I was stunned, frozen at the head table. Just moments ago, I was basking in the joy of being with a happy Noah and the blessings from everyone. Now, my inner warmth plummeted below freezing. Olivia probably intended that. I had played right into Olivia's hands. Then she added, "I hesitated to bring this up at the ceremony, but for the sake of Noah's future, I'll say it. The bride comes from a poor family that will have to work until the end of their lives." "What? What's this about?" Noah raised his voice. It seemed Olivia had anticipated this reaction as well. "Noah is the one to blame. He wouldn't listen to any of us who tried to stop this. I'm telling you about his wife's dark past now, so he'll finally see sense. And, Noah, you called me petty, remember? I tried to handle this delicately for your sake. But now, I'm done pulling my punches. Wake up, Noah, you pitiful man, seduced by a vixen." The voice raged through the microphone. A dark past? I was at a loss for words, my mind filled with despair. Up on the stage, I wondered how defeated my face must have looked. The bride who had been all smiles just moments ago. From the audience's perspective, I must have appeared pitiful. I had dressed up beautifully, stood beside Noah, and was truly happy. Why does all this have to be ruined by such nonsense? Surprisingly, the atmosphere in the venue was entirely contrary to my miserable feelings. Noah patted my shoulder and hugged me. "Don't worry, Mom has really pushed me too far this time." The room went quieter still. I lifted my gaze, which had been lowered onto the table, and cautiously looked around the room. Was everyone as stunned by the outburst as I was, or did they actually see me through Olivia's alleged dark past? Neither was true. Everyone was hunched over, shoulders shaking. They were holding back laughter. And then a suppressed "huh" burst out from someone, and the room erupted in laughter. Everyone was doubling over, laughing uncontrollably. Olivia wore a baffled expression, going, "Huh? Huh?" I was also perplexed, staring blankly at the room. "Who's poor, Olivia? You're the last person who should be laughing at anyone." Benjamin finally spoke, his face a mix of tears and laughter. "Wow, talk about out of sight, out of mind," he added. "What?" Olivia looked astonished, genuinely clueless. Then Lucas spoke up, wiping away tears of laughter. "We are talking about the same person who asked my parents for $200,000 when starting their business and borrowed another $20,000 each from us siblings. One by one, other family members joined in. I thought it was odd that only their family was asked for $200,000. But then I heard you yelling, 'If I knew your son would be such a loser and get fired, I'd never have married him. So I guess it couldn't be helped,' said another relative. Voices from Olivia's side of the family also chimed in. 'When you borrowed money from us, you promised to work until the end of my days. To work as if dancing? Who was that?' It seemed like Olivia had been reminded of something. She couldn't find the words to argue back and looked down. 'Sure, I always knew James was an honorable guy. When he made his company a success, I knew part of it was due to his great character. So, when he paid me back with interest, I thought, I'm glad the money I lent could help. But hearing you talk on this stage about how I'm leveraging my parents' money, it made me think maybe you should pay them back in heaven.' It seemed that was the truth. After all her talk demeaning me as poor, she herself had been demanding money. Now, it was my turn to look down and hold back laughter. May we say something? Amid the laughter, a person dressed in formal attire stood up with a commanding voice. A formal dress meant, yes, it was my mom. She walked assertively up to Olivia, crossed her arms, and exerted pressure with a glare. "What do you mean by poor family?" I meant exactly what I said. The focus had shifted, and Olivia seemed relieved. She took an aggressive stance toward my mom. "You're still working, even though you've reached retirement age. That's what poor families do. That's why I hate farmers. So presumptuous." I could even see spit flying towards my mom from my seat. This time, my mom laughed right in Olivia's face. "Olivia, you really crack me up. You look down on us as just farmers without even knowing what we do." She then pointed at my dad. "Our strawberries often weigh over 2 ounces each. We're growing a $500 a berry variety called Emily Princess, and we challenge the Guinness World Records every year." Dad seemed oddly shy as he said, "Well." Then my mom threw down the gauntlet. "What's so wrong with working till the end of your life? How about saying we're challenging world records till the end of our lives? My name is Emily. That variety of strawberry was named after me." "What?" Caught off guard by the scale of it all, Olivia looked dazed. "Over 2 ounces a berry, you see." Mom uses her fingers to show the size. "About 2 to 3 inches. easily 3 times the size of a regular strawberry. You've never had one, have you? I know you wanna say it, being all high and mighty. Olivia slumps down in her seat. Mom looks down at Olivia, snickering as if to mock her. Right after my mom shuts Olivia down, guess Noah was right. Olivia was looking down on us. Another voice echoes from a different table. What's that voice? It's a voice I recognize. Olivia looks at the table and her eyes start spinning again. Is Olivia's life over? That table is for the groom's friend, and the person standing there is James. The room buzzes. Amid the chatter, James starts to speak. I heard from Noah that Olivia opposed the marriage. Trash-talking Emily's family behind my back. Olivia thought she could do this because she always talks about the dignity of work, thinking she can't demean Emily or her family in front of me. Noah told me Olivia's comments during our planning meetings were underhanded. Olivia, you were doing an honorable job as a homemaker. I assumed you respected the concept of work and respected me as well. So I told Noah Olivia would never say such a thing. I managed to reschedule my business trip and told Noah that I could attend the wedding. Noah said I should sit at his friend's table. It would be a chance to engage with the younger generation, something I could leverage in my career. So I agreed. I kept my attendance a secret, but now I know Noah was right. It's being a homemaker a lifelong job. If you understood that, you'd never demean anyone for working till the end of their life. If you belittle someone's work, it means you don't take your job seriously. Olivia, you're fired from homemaking, and if you think you drew the short straw, then it's time to end this. I looked at Noah. James' name wasn't on the seating chart of the invitation. But just because it wasn't on the chart didn't mean there wasn't a seat for him. Noah nonchalantly said to me, Mom told me to enjoy the wedding. That was the day after Dad said he'd somehow make it to the wedding. I took precautions, it's common sense to prepare for a declaration of war. James moved Olivia aside with his hand as she slumped down. He grabbed the microphone from her and started speaking. Thanks to all of you, our company has grown significantly. We are forever grateful for this. To Emily's parents, who raised her to be the woman she is today, and for agreeing to have her marry my foolish son Noah, I offer my deepest gratitude. Olivia remained slumped over, trembling and curling up. Relatives, James and our parents, everyone was pointing fingers. It was indeed a situation where she was isolated on all sides. But, leaving Olivia aside, "Congratulations, Emily!" Applause erupted from everywhere. The atmosphere instantly switched to one of celebration. "Work until the end of my life? Sounds great! I'll dance till I drop. Dance until the end of time." The wedding reception ended as a lively party. In the end, James and Olivia separated. James' reason for the separation was this: he takes pride in his work. He doesn't see eye to eye with people who belittle the concept of working. And unless someone who behaved so rudely at the wedding was excluded from the family, it wouldn't be possible to apologize properly to my dad and mom. Olivia had whined about not wanting to work at her age close to the end of her life, but after discussions, they divorced. She reluctantly started working. She had belittled James by saying, "Anyone can work," showcasing her arrogant character. She couldn't keep a job. Noah told me she's still unemployed, and has even asked him for financial help, which he declined. He said he has cut ties with her. As for my dad and mom, their mega strawberry is just inches away from making it to the Guinness Book. The giant fruit was valued at $500, and even after reaching retirement age, they've built a lavish mansion paid in full. And we are living in the second lavish mansion. And Noah became the second-generation president of Wilson Electronics. Valuing the sanctity of work as experience in this wedding, Noah is doing well as a business leader. And now I'm pregnant with the third-generation president-to-be. With strictness and love, I want to raise our child to find joy in work and become a person everyone can respect, says Noah. He isn't even born yet, but settling on an educational approach is crucial. And I know that a child of this man will surely grow up to be such a person. Feels safe to be born. I rubbed my belly.